Good day everybody, welcome back. I'm Scabard Gaming and this is another episode of Let's Play Minecraft. I'm back in Tech-It Legends and I just wanted to kind of give you guys a good look at what I've been doing recently, because I've been playing a lot of Thronecraft and you know, in the background I've been doing some Tech-It, but I haven't really been recording anything, so let's have a look. Now, since the last time I was here, I've done a little bit of cosmetic work, as you can see from these floor tiles. Well, they're not tiles, they're blocks, as you can see this one's sitting on top. It's a little bit like a bit of glowstone, and I'll show you what it's called. It's an inverted lamp. You can do different colours, including one which changes colour with a redstone signal, I think. I don't know. I couldn't get it to work, it just goes black for me. So I'm going to have to experiment with the inverted RGB lamp. But I think it changes colour based on a redstone signal of some sort. So I've made yellow, we've got white, light blue and red. And there's also a couple of other versions of it, like the inverted white cage lamp, which just looks like the same thing with a cage around it and a white fixture. I'll just show you a couple of those. Now the white fixture is like an outdoor light. You get, I don't know, like dodgy social clubs and stuff. But there's also a caged version, which is very industrial. This creeper's coming, isn't it? Yeah, I thought I saw him coming. Boom! Have some of this too, because you love it. This chainsaw's super epic. So, yeah, there's just like a little cosmetic thing there. And, well, you probably noticed actually, this big new building here has cropped up out of nowhere. And I'll show you inside, because this is something that I was planning to build for quite some time. These here are coke ovens. So basically what you do is you put a big block of coal in there and you get a block of coal coke out and some creosote oil. So yeah, I don't know what to do with that stuff yet, but you can put a bucket in, you get a bucket of creosote. So that's pretty useful. Basically these blocks of coal coke, which take forever to make, I'm talking like, I don't know, 15-20 minutes maybe, something silly like that. You can use those in blast furnaces. Now blast furnaces are used to make stuff like steel. Other than that, actually, to be honest, I haven't really got a big use for a blast furnace at the moment. I just know that I need them, so I've made them. And, you know, that's what this is all about. It's about using all the technologies involved and getting everything set up and making sure it works. But I have a little confession to make, actually. And it's quite important because I think it kind of defunks a lot of what I've done. I think that my Tech-It is a bit bugged. And actually this thing behind me is proof of that. So let me explain. This here is a golden kinesis pipe, and you've seen me use these for items such as the quarry and my charging devices and stuff. And I was really shocked when I found out that a single gold kinesis pipe actually produces RF. I honestly had no idea why that was happening, and it didn't occur to me actually that I think it's bugged. I don't think it's supposed to be producing 320 RF. For that sort of power, I should be using, or it should be plugged into like some high voltage solar panels or something. And honestly, I think my Tech-It is really heavily bugged, and I'm getting free energy. As it kind of occurred to me when my chainsaw and my drills stopped running out of energy. It literally, they don't go down anymore. And it kind of, I thought to myself, that's a bit weird. Why is that happening? And, you know, I'm now not entirely sure how much of my Tech-It is working properly. And I kind of feel a bit crappy about that, to be honest. Because up until now, I just thought I misunderstood some of the technologies. But now I'm not exactly sure what's working and what isn't. I'm not going to lie to you, the free energy has been incredibly useful and has probably helped me massively coming up till now. But something like this, for instance, I've got a single piece of diamond kinesis pipe. And honestly, I thought the diamond would produce more RF. It's not, it's producing 320 RF, as if it's like capped at that amount. Don't know why. It's the same as what the gold was producing. But I have nothing plugged into this. I have no power source plugged into this diamond kinesis pipe, but I'm producing enough energy out of that to run a quarry, a big one, like that, at a pretty good rate. and I shouldn't be able to do that. So I'm massively confused, and I'm going to have to try and fix it. I don't want to carry on like this because it's broken. So I'm just worried, obviously, that what I'm going to do is I'm going to fix it, and then nothing's going to work. Like absolutely nothing. All of my machines are going to break like instantly. I'm going to have to rejig the whole thing, and suddenly my, my solar panel stuff all works perfectly fine. So it's got something to do with the mod, this mod, like additional pipes or BC transport. BC transport, I think. It's got something to do with that mod that's not working correctly. And I think that is it, though. That's the only thing that's not working. Except these tools. Industrial Craft Classic is probably not working as well. But it's all to do with power. So you'll have to bear with me while I get that fixed. Because honestly, at the moment, it is pants. And I do need to show you guys how to produce this stuff properly. But these were never tutorial videos. This was all about how the technology can improve gameplay and make it really cool. So it's not a massive concern. It's just one of those things. It's almost like cheat mode, and it was not intentional in any way. Just so you guys know. And like I say, my solar panel stuff all worked out perfectly, and all of this is working as it should be. Similarly, my power arm is working as it should be. That's charging the way it should be. All of this stuff is correct. All of the lasers are working as they should be as well. It's literally just anything that uses these diamond kinesis pipes. So it's this power converter machines. Well, yeah, actually that's a good point. The diamond kinesis pipe is actually the problem, because it's the thing that's producing energy when it shouldn't be. These are just taking the energy, just like the quarry, which is not part of power converters. So I'm not blaming power converters for this. I'm blaming BC transport. I just don't know how to fix that yet. So I'm going to look it up online. But until then, let me just show you what I've added. So I've done the inverted lights. I've tidied this up a lot, added a bed. I discovered that the transmutation table keeps your EMC in place, regardless of where you put another one. So you can have multiple transmutation tables around the place. Such as down here in my little room of sortation, which it was supposed to be. I made a massive room for sortation. And that's all I needed to do, really. It's a waste of a room. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to move my macerator and stuff down here because of this. This chest here is filling up really fast with such a big quarry. And that accepts all of the cobblestone, dirt, gravel and flint, I believe. This one up here accepts a lot of diamond, accepts a lot of the other stuff, so that's all of the ores basically. Some of the like individual drop items, such as Teslatite, which has for some reason suddenly started coming out of my quarry, and I was actually genuinely worried that I wasn't getting Teslatite at all. And this one takes limestone and marble, which is the stuff that I keep in my barrels over here. So there's limestone, there's marble, and I've got a lot of that as well. So the trouble that I'm having is obviously we've got this diamond transport pipe here, and what that does is it filters what comes in. So when you attach a pipe to the side of a diamond transport pipe, what you get is like color code. So you can see here's white, here's blue, here's red, and here's black. And if you put another one on the front, it goes yellow or something along those lines, and green is the input. So what you do is you put in the item here that you want filtered into that pipe. So in the black pipe, I want dirt, cobble, gravel, and flint. And black is this side, so in here I should get dirt, cobble, gravel, and flint. So I've got flint there, and I've got cobble. I've got a bit of gravel, I just haven't hit any dirt. It's pretty deep in the mine now, though. And just like these other ones here, you've got the red will accept all of these items, like the emeralds, and then blue gets the limestone and marble. So I took almost a whole stack of emerald out of here yesterday. Must have fit a mother load. Just like I got like diamonds here, got loads of redstone and some sulfur. I'm actually most excited about having Teslatite, and the reason for this is I've done a few experiments and found recently, for some reason, that my quarry is not picking up teslatite, and I'm actually surprised that I've got any in here. So I ran out, and teslatite is the primary ingredient for power armor stuff. This is what you need to make blue and purple alloy, so the bricks. So if I look over here, you'll see that we've got blue alloy ingots over here. This is made with teslatite, but you need 4 teslatite dust for every alloy ingot. So it disappears really quickly. Although I had several stacks of it in this chest here, I've now only got, well, I now have a bit more. I now only have 2 and a bit. And I had like 7 or 8 stacks of that. It went really, really quickly. And the reason for that is because I've been modding my power armor. Now, the power armor boots is pretty much the same, but I managed to get some diamond plating. I'll show you how I did that in a second. And the legs, similarly, I've got sprint assist, jump assist, and uphill step assist, but I also have diamond plating. Now, in the chest and head, we have diamond plating and the battery, and in the head I've got water electrolyzer as well, so it means I can breathe underwater. So I've not done massive amounts of them, and that's simply because of the blue alloy ingots. You don't get a lot for these ingots. So the wiring, for instance, takes 1 red and 2 purples, I believe. There might be another recipe, but it takes 1 red and 2 purples, and to make a purple you need a blue and a red, and for each one of the blues you need 4 teslatite. So as you can see, it multiplies really quickly, and you use like half a stack for just like 8 bits of wiring or something like that. So yeah, it's going fast. Now, as I said before, I made diamond plates, which are a bit like the basic plating, but it's advanced plating. It produces more armor per weight and energy used in the power armor. So it means that you're not as heavy, but you have more armor, which is great, obviously, because it means I can jump higher and blah blah blah. But to do that, I needed to roll steel using the rolling machine. I've been getting steel from pig iron ore in the nether, which at the moment is the only place that I can find that. But from what I can tell, the blast furnace also produces steel. So if I type in steel and look at these ingots, so I can macerate steel to make that. Steel block, steel ingot, bleh, bleh, bleh. Doesn't show me, so about this. Philosopher's stone, shapeless crafting, smelting, blast furnace. So I can turn an iron plate with cracked firestone or coal coke. There you go, that's what I'm using. So I can turn an iron plate back into steel, and an iron plate is just 4 bits of ingots. So as you can see, there are ways to make steel now if you have a blast furnace. Oh, actually, I don't need to use an iron plate because I can use a single piece of iron. Can now be made into steel. And there you go. So that's why you need a blast furnace, because the only way to make steel is through smelting an iron sword. But the blast furnace is the only way of doing that. And that's good, to be honest. Like, I've got a steel chest plate that I'm never going to use. I can get 6 steel ingots out of that. So, for instance, this one here that dropped out of something, I don't remember what it was. So I can run it over here. Oh, my jetpack's run out of energy. That's actually really odd. Yeah, so I can run it over here, and I can take a single block. Ah, I took it all. Anyway, can I? No. See, it's another thing about EMC. So if I put a single block of that in there, then put a steel chest plate in there, I should get 6 ingots of steel out of it. And it is just like the bloomin' coal coke furnaces. It's super, super slow. So I'm not going to hang around much that. I can't see a single line yet. I'm sure it will work. It's just one of those things. Also, while I was away, I made a carpenter. You can see I've been really, really busy. So I made a carpenter, and none of the recipes seem to work in here at all, which is really odd to me. So I'm gonna get used to that and then come back to it. But obviously, again, using BC Transport. I've got some power to it. I need to figure out how to get these things working. So I'll do that. Run! So, what's the other thing I was going to show you? Oh yes, that's right. It occurred to me that while I was in the Nether, my quarry would unload. Because, obviously, nothing here. So the quarry would not unload, sorry, that was completely wrong. The quarry would keep loading because it keeps chunks loaded. But my transport pipes, these ones over here, my teleport pipe, would no longer be loaded. So the quarry would be sending something somewhere, but it would never arrive. So while I'm in the Nether, I have this thing, which is a chunk loader. And this keeps my chunks loaded while I'm somewhere else. So obviously when I log off, the server still shuts down. So that's not a big deal, because the quarry stops as well. But while I'm not in this chunk, the chunk stops. And I lose some items. Something happens, I don't know, I don't know what, but they disappear. So, for that reason, I made this chunk loader. And the chunk loader basically, if I show lasers, it keeps a chunk fully loaded. And if I show you by going outside and jumping on the roof, you can see another one. Loads of spiders all of a sudden. Take that. You can see that it loads quite a large area, including everything in my coal coke place and pretty much everything in my underground base over here. You can see it just doesn't load the chest, transmutation table and the bed, which is no big deal. So if I'm also making some chips in the assembly table, they'll still work as well. So as you can see, there's plenty that I've been doing recently, including jumping ridiculously high. Keeps you out of danger. And I think I think that's it. I kind of figured out what the mass fabricator does. If you get enough of them, you can make a pattern in a construction table and it will produce something. I only made 4 because it just... see, look, it makes lava with 3 bits of U matter. 2 bits of U matter to make water. A single one does nothing as far as I can tell. But 3 in a line makes a snowball. So yeah, as you can see, it is a matter fabricator, but I think you need like 8 for a diamond. It takes forever, I mean forever, to make anything out of the mass fabricator. It was on like 15%, but if I wanted to get that to 100%, it would empty this thing out like 3 times, and I'd get 1. So it at the moment is totally useless. So I haven't even turned it back on, and it's not particularly bothering me. So I'm gonna keep my coal coke in there. So I think that's pretty much it for today. As said before, I just wanted to give you guys an update on what I've been doing in TechIt, and also come clean about the energy issue that I have discovered, and which I was a little bit... He's finally dead. I was a little bit concerned about before. If you remember, when I made the quarry, I had solar panels set up, and it went really fast, and I was really confused because they're only low power, but none of the power seemed to be going from the BatBots, the MFU even. And it was at that point that I started to realise, and for you guys that was a really, really long time ago, or like several days worth of episodes, I suppose. But for me it wasn't that long ago. I just record anyway, doesn't matter. But the point that I'm trying to make, not very well, is that I kind of had an inkling then, and when I started removing like engines and stuff and they're still powered the same, I decided, yeah, there's something wrong here, but I'm not sure what mod is not working correctly. And now I figured it out. I'm pretty sure it's a BC Transport tubes. I just don't know how to correct it. And honestly, I think I broke it. I don't think it's the mod. I think it's from where I had this server on a multiplayer server, and I downloaded it and moved it to my single player server because the multiplayer server was getting overloaded. TechIt is big, and it does take up a lot of memory. So I think that's what caused it. I don't know if there's any way for me to fix it. That's my issue at the moment. It could be that I would have to start a new world. If that's the case, I probably won't. probably continue. But what I might do is put some work into making sure that the engines are there, the solar panels are there and everything, so that it's not misleading to people who want to see how it works. And then probably crack on from there. But just so you guys know, I'm not trying to mislead you in any way, and anyone who's been trying some of this stuff at home and found that it doesn't work, I apologise wholeheartedly. I honestly didn't realise that it was a problem until now, and I will endeavour to get it fixed, so as not to mislead anyone any further. So I hope that helps. I hope you guys still appreciate what I'm trying to do, and if you enjoyed the episode, please click like and subscribe, and I will see you again in the next episode of Let's Play Minecraft. Thanks for coming. Bye bye.